So my name is Andreas Rutkauskas, and I'm an artist who uses documentary aesthetic photography to describe visual stories. I guess one thing that I'm perpetually fascinated by with photography is its connection, its imprint of the real, of the world around us. It can be misconstrued as truthful, but yet even the most seemingly documentary photograph can reveal great subjectivity on behalf of its maker. So I think my role as an artist using photography is to ask questions. In the case of wildfire and the work here, it's asking questions regarding the dominant media rhetoric. The images that we see of fire in popular news media, and I hope that my images can act as a counterpoint to that narrative. Yeah, I think of the trees in the photographs in the exhibition as a significant more than human being. They're sentient beings, but unlike human beings, they don't have the ability to quickly walk away in the case of a catastrophe such as the McDougall Creek firestorm. So the title, Silent Witnesses, I think refers to the slow violence of climate change. I feel like these beings have witnessed unspeakable things, right? That many animals and humans are able to flee from. One thing that I've thought a lot about in preparing the images for this exhibition is the concept of sight lines, right? The position of the Kelowna Art Gallery here on the edge of Okanagan Lake, looking across the water at the site of the McDougall Creek fire. I think many people have laid eyes on this land that was impacted from a distance, right? And I think my role as the photographer is to allow people to enter vicariously into an experience, right? And so these are places that are near and dear to me. They're sites that I had visited before the fire, and I, as well as many visitors to the gallery, will recognize the transformation that occurred due to the fire. For those that aren't familiar with these sites, I hope that my images provide a vehicle for them to access these sites, right? Because I realize that not everybody is able to access these sites. And furthermore, I think even if you are physically able, many people are reluctant. There seems to be a sense of fear or superstition associated with entering into these areas. And so that's one thing that I want to bring to the foreground with the work. I think another thing that I want to bring to the foreground is the process of grief, right? And I'm a member of the Okanagan community, and I've lived here as an uninvited guest since 2016, and I really feel for the people that lost property and were directly displaced, right? I live in the Lower Mission, and I witnessed all of these events firsthand, and I made the decision to stick around during the days that followed the firestorm, whereas many people retreated the valley because of the smoke. I stuck around, and I think that this concept of bearing witness to the events is important, and I think that it's important that viewers also consider what will come, the regenerative processes that will unfold, right? So all of the images were made between October and November 2023, and I think already come spring, these landscapes will be noticeably different from the images that are presented here.